Are we ready? Go.
Okay, good evening. My name is Jeff Abbott, and it's a real honor to be here presenting on behalf of my teammates, Dr. Patrick Marcus, Dave Follett, Jerry Berger, and Joshua Tong. Among our team, we have a doctor in biomedical engineering, someone who's been in numerous mechanical engineering-related startups, and someone with several years of experience in startup medical device. My background is consumer and durable products marketing. We invited you to breathe, and I'll make you bet that when you stood up and shook it off that you felt immediately better. And actually, breathing is one of the few things that we can all do to improve our quality of life. Breathing is something that you can take control of. It improves your health, and yet, sadly, very few of us know how to do it. Most of the time, the only time you receive any advice about how to improve your breathing is when you're already sick. Maybe you have congestive heart failure or COPD and you're in the hospital, and you're greeted by a nurse who tells you, blow into this or perform these certain exercises to recover lung function. But what if you're just somebody that's not sick yet and you're very stressed out, like probably everybody in this room with busy lives, family commitments, and sometime during the day you'd really like to get control of that? There's a lot of techniques out there. What if you're someone that practices a sport like yoga or meditation, where breathing is central to the whole concept of personal well-being on a mind-body-spirit level? Or maybe you're a performance athlete or a recreational athlete. You could be a cyclist, a runner, a scuba diver, or a swimmer, where breath control is directly related to controlling your heart rate and your endurance. Well, again, changing your breath is one of the most important and easiest things that you can do to have an immediate impact on the way you feel. And yet, sadly, most of us know nothing about that and don't have any self-management techniques. So we asked ourselves, with our collective backgrounds, what could we do about that to solve this problem and make these benefits available to people on a consumer market level? And the answer was the convergence of three things that are out there working independently right now, but have never been brought together as far as we're able to find. Those three things are the ability to provide regimens, tips on how to improve your breathing, depending on whatever your situation was, whether you're the sick person, the athlete, or someone trying to reduce stress, and to marry that with a device, a strap-on device, that would allow you to receive quantified measurements of your respiratory function, real-time feedback, and a tool to monitor your progress over time so that you could demonstrate to yourself that you're actually improving and demonstrably improving your well-being. So imagine the convergence of three devices that you're probably already familiar with. A heart rate monitor with a strap, a simple watch receiver through Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, a pulse oximeter perhaps in a later iteration that manages or measures blood oxygen level, and an iPhone app that would receive this, provide the content, the regimens, and track your progress. That's what we're talking about. Dave is going to step out and show you, basically this stuff already exists. We have the technology. We can build this. We already have a working prototype and a hardware design that's been complete, and we've selected a sensing method with our skilled engineers here, and we have received some validation. This idea started out, and I'll say that our team started without an idea, based on the premise that putting a great group of people together, we could come up with an idea. We reached out at first because we thought this was a product for yoga practitioners, and we were really pleased to find out that they all thought that it had a broader application than that. Thanks to Manny, who introduced us to a number of his physician partners here in town, we had really great conversations with two medical doctors who counseled us to not make specific medical claims, rather to talk about, general well-being and proactivity, and essentially that this technology is very doable. There's several different methods for doing it, and that there's really no downside unless we're making unsupportable claims, which we would never do. The market, we believe, and of course this needs further validation, consists of anxiety sufferers, yoga practitioners, runners, cyclists, and people suffering from diseases like COPD and congestive heart failure. If you summed all those groups together, of course there'd be overlap. There could be from 128 to 140 million people. Assuming that we could reach just 1% of those people at a rate of 20% of the 1% per year, this is what our revenue model would look like. We believe this is a business that could be bootstrapped if it had to be, that might benefit from minimal levels of initial investment, potentially in marketing to increase penetration in channels like national sports retailers, regional sports chains, online sales through Amazon Web, where most of the competing products up there you saw are presently sold. So it cash flows positive according to our very initial models in year 2 and moves on after that. Thank you very much, and happy breathing.
How much is it going to cost? Have you performed any models or studies?
Thank you very much. Yes, we did competitive analysis of different prices of similar products. Our first product would be just the breath monitoring device and the app, retailing at $29.99 with a basic cost to produce of $15. The next model would include a heart rate monitor, retailing at about $49.99 with a cost to produce of about half that. And we would potentially include a third iteration later, including the pulse oximeter, retailing at about $100. And those prices are well within the range of heart rate monitors, single function heart rate monitors that are out on Amazon right now for sale. Brands like Polar. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Lots of people believe in heart rate monitors, but what type of missionary work is there going to be to convince me that I want to breathe, something to follow my breathing?
Well, the fact that when you do so, you can immediately achieve a change in your own state. So having these techniques in your toolkit, if you will, can help you manage stress and anxiety, help you improve performance, and according to the pulmonologist that we consulted, while natural decay in lung function is inevitable, you could at least prevent a more rapid decline in lung function over time, if that's important to you.
This is going to be, it's not going to be a medical device. This is just going to be a device that needs a lot of marketing.
Correct.
Have you considered any franchising model in the respective practitioners in yoga or doctors that want to help their patients can be their marketers in their own right and take a piece of the slice or the piece of the pie, so to speak?
Yeah, I have some experience working with franchise companies. That's something we could look into, but really wasn't something we have over the weekend looked at. I think we're looking to go direct at this point, explore all our marketing channels. That's part of the things we would need to validate in the coming weeks, but definitely on the table.
How long will it take to actually build, test, and manufacture such a device?
Well, over the weekend, we were very close to being able to put together a prototype. The only thing that we were really missing was a strain gauge to be able to put onto one of these elastic bands. So if we can get a functional prototype in just a couple of days, going to market with something like this, I think getting the packaging, getting the market identified and your channels identified, I think we could go to market in 6 months, if not sooner.
Any other questions?
Thank you all very much. It's been an honor to be part of this.